Okay, I hit start on the recording. So this is my review of Trump's State of the Union and my Trump drinking game for his State of the Union. With me today, you might see him now and then on the camera, is a good friend of mine. There he is. That's Kevin Harrison. Or as my therapist likes to call him, my emotional support friend. Since I suffer from depression, especially going through the divorce I'm going through now. If you look at the back behind me on the wall, that lady on the wall, that's a part of the picture with my wife. If I move over, you see me, my wife, and my daughter in between us. But thankfully, I'm blocking it most of the time. And so right now, the president hasn't come out yet. I took a sip of the beer that I have, but that's my drinking game today. I'm doing beer. Normally, I get Miller Genuine Draft. That's my beer of choice. Today, I had to get Budweiser. I've never been a fan of Budweiser. And that was before that fiasco that MAGA complained about with transgender.
That was Bud Light.
Oh, that was Bud Light, yeah.
Correct.
But still, it was Budweiser. It was Bud Light, but it's like still. It's like, I don't care about that. I don't care about a trans person on the can. I don't care. I'm not drinking the trans person. I'm drinking the beer. I prefer Miller Genuine Draft. They could have got Caitlyn Jenner on there for all that matters to me. I don't care. I'm drinking the beer on Miller Genuine Draft. But today's Budweiser.
I hear applause.
Oh, Melania's now there. She's waving to the crowd. She's walking out in her three-piece suit, looking as masculine as ever. And yes, I know some of you are going to be upset and wanting to write back to me. This is not live. This is live what I'm recording. But when I post it, it's not going to be live. So feel free to remark all you make your remarks all you want. It's like I'll read them later.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
The President's Cabinet is now coming down. I'm amazed he can walk in a straight line.
We see the camera showing them at an angle so you don't tell if it's a straight line or not.
Well, little Marco you can't see. He's below the camera angle. Pete Hegseth is looking for the open bar. Thank God no one has their dog with them. Chrissy Nome would have made sure of that. And where's Kash Patel? Look for the eyes. Oh, there's Sri Tanadar in the audience. God, how did he make it into office? But oh well.
Well, he tried to run for Michigan governor.
Yeah, no kidding. That would be a laugh and a half. I thought people thought it was funny that I was running for president. But Sri Tanadar, sorry, Sri, you've already proven yourself, so to speak, in politics. Not in a positive light, I might add. Joint Chief of Staff. Joint Chiefs of Staff. Nothing but respect.
At least right now.
Well, I might say stuff that's hurtful to the military, There's reason for it, but when it comes to the soldiers themselves, with the exception of the bad ones, and I will not call out the bad ones, I don't give them credit for being soldiers. You know, if you're guilty of rape, you're guilty of rape. You're scum. You're beyond contempt. And just because you serve does not give you any high marks in my book. Melania and some other lady have to hold that officer up. I don't know who he is. They got the audio mute.
Yeah, it's the source that's muting the audio. It's not us.
They're waiting to turn the audio on when the president walks out himself.
Then we'll have to get a stopwatch to see how long it takes for them to get to the boat.
Yeah. Once the president comes out, well, then the commercials can start. In my Trump drinking game, I got a case of beer, so 24 cans. I take a drink whenever he lies. I take a drink whenever he refers to himself in the third party. I take a drink whenever he praises himself. I take a drink whenever he blames Obama or Biden. I also take a drink when he blames Democrats or the media. I take a drink every time he insults someone. And I'll take a drink whenever he takes credit for something someone else has done. And I take a drink if he forgets someone's name or gets the name wrong.
I should have gotten you 2 boxes of beer. This could be a very long night, folks.
Will I be able to walk to my bed at the end of the night? Or will this floor be sufficient? Thank God it's only beer. I killed off a case a long time ago, but it's like you do the hard liquor. We're here in Michigan. I was thinking about making my own drink, and I'm notorious for creating my own drinks. I had the Raging Kermit, the Johnny Fiamma, and the Jack Kevorkian. Now, the Jack Kevorkian is illegal in the state of Michigan because Everclear is illegal in the state of Michigan. It's legal in Ohio and Colorado. It might be legal in other states, but those are the only ones I know of. And but if I made a drink for the Trump drinking game, that's going to be too much mixing because I got to mix a fresh glass every time and take a drink because I'm not pouring it all into shot glasses. You got to mix the drink first, then have a pitcher filled with the alcohol, and then take the pitcher and start filling up the shot glasses. And Kevin is a good friend. He's my emotional support friend, but he's not my bartender.
No, this is a serve yourself house.
Yeah, that's right. I got to educate him on how to make a good, proper Kahlua and cream. And there's only 2 ingredients in that. And to show you how much I've been known to drink, my Kahlua and cream alone, plus my personal mixtures that I mix, would take up, if any of you been to Vegas and seen the Terry Fader show.
Here we go.
And you get that souvenir cup. That's what I put in it.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Now here comes Diaper Don. Mango Mussolini.
Coming about 6 minutes after 9 o'clock, so about 6 minutes late.
In Trump's case, better never than late. I've never seen so much geriatrics in my life surrounding the president. Rich geriatrics, I might add. Because that's the key factor. Rich. They don't care about age. They just care about the green. The money.
The 1%.
Yep. Actually, he's more focused on the 0.1%. Anybody who gives him money and gold.
Getting more microscopic by the year.
His Department of Peace. Most of the people are from Muslim countries. So pay attention, MAGA. So if you follow Trump, you have to admit the Muslim countries know what peace is. You have to follow the Muslim belief because they're the ones who are in the Department of Peace. And the politicians taking selfies with the president. Come on, first of all, you've talked to him numerous times. How many selfies do you have? It's like the wrestlers from WWE. If I saw them now, I don't need a picture. I got lots of pictures of them. I show them my respect and my gratitude for their entertainment and their skills. But I don't need a picture. I already got one. Although I'd love to be able to talk to Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash again. And Edge.
You can hear the whooping in the audience, and the audio is not even turned up fully yet.
You see the TV remote by you, Kev?
Mm-hmm.
The volume is on the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it up. That'll be good. Yeah, they haven't turned up their volume. They have it low. Because ours is blaring right now. If I put on a movie, it would be deafening. And if you hear beeping in the background, please forgive me. My computer is making like a notification beep all the time. I haven't figured out what it's trying to notify me of. I think I know what it is, but I gotta disconnect this webcam in order to get it to stop. Because I'm using a hub to connect the webcam. I think that's why it's doing the beeping. I have to hook the webcam direct. Oop. Ah, Lord. Do me a favor.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Kevin, do me a favor. When you pick up the mouse on the floor, the batteries fell out of it, but I accidentally knocked it over. And there's the cover for it somewhere around there.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor.
We're good.
Speaker Johnson,
Oh, fine.
Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States,
I got my beer ready.
Second Lady of the United States, members of Congress, and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Drink the whole one. 10 seconds in.
You're richer than ever before? Tell her. So, yeah, okay.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
These beers gonna go fast.
This liquor store is not too far away.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure.
That one was questionable. I was almost ready to drink, but
Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored.
Now drink.
Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
next beer. We're only like 9 minutes in. I already killed a can. Thank you.
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
You actually drink beer too fast. You know
You
that.
might want You might want to add on this next segment.
I might have
In
to.
the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
I'll let that slide because I don't know how true that is. I'm don't have all the data in front of me. I have a hard time believing
We
zero.
will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
Is that why you deported some that came in legally?
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. It's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
Oh, dear God. I might have to take a break from the drinking game.
Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Jeez, can you let me go without a drink?
Thank God for the standing ovation.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since
Tell
I
that to
took
my
office.
mortgage.
1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way.
My mortgage
Stock
went from
market is
$450
at
a month to $650
53
a month.
all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans.
Yeah, my
They're
pension
all
thanks
eating.
you for my
Everybody's up, way up. In
$150
4
a
long
month.
years, the last
My
administration
401k
got
is
less
already
than
gone.
$1
Thank you very
trillion
much.
in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
I'm going to take a break for a smoke. No
Think
one
of it,
drink this
much
much.
less than $1 trillion
Or
for
drink
4
this
years
fast.
versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes.
Oh, jeez. I owe myself one drink.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. The hottest.
2 drinks.
As long as you can keep track.
Yeah. Where's my lighter? You see it?
As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time.
Is that the people who you got rid of by
Nobody
deporting?
can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Partner, you say, huh? I owe myself 4 drinks now.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my
5.
promise to drill, baby, drill.
In Venezuela, Panama, all these other places. Yes, that's all.
More Americans are working today than at any time in the
6.
history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
7. That should count as 8. That's a double wide.
We ended DEI in America.
Really a hot button tap.
That was real, but not a positive, but it was real.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
You want to see my EBT card, Donald? You put me on it. 9.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
10. That's pretty much another can right there alone.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it.
11.
People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President,
12.
we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country until you came along.
13.
Oh, we're
Count to
losing,
13
but
for me,
now
Cap.
we're
I'm going
winning
to try
too
to
much.
drink to see how much
And
I
I
got.
say, no, no, no. You're going to win again. You're
14.
going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire
I'd say
nation
up to
proud.
16 now.
The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
No, that was actually about like deducted from 13.
There you go.
It's like it's okay. I'm just doing this real fast. I don't need that. Not yet. So 13, I'd say I owe myself like 5 more drinks. Gotta open up a new can. New can. Already drank 2 cans, and I'm 20 minutes into his speech. 2 cans, 20 minutes. See what I mean about dying from the Donald Trump drinking game? I still owe myself 5 drinks.
Go ahead. That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
And yet they were not there that day.
It's a technical issue.
I know. I'm not blaming Trump. I'm not blaming Trump for that, but that's what they said.
Right.
But come on, I want to show up at the White House to see Trump. What are you gonna get, McDonald's?
We got the one the NCAA team. Basketball team, I believe. His first term.
He can have a ballroom built, but he
They
can't
were
get
in
him
the
good
Oval
food.
Office before. And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there. They weren't about to say no because I'd never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Did he say his name right?
So, miracle. Another miracle on this.
I still owe myself 5 drinks.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal. And I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practiced that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Are you fucking kidding me? 6? Giving a Medal of Freedom to an Olympic skater. What did he do besides win the game? In overtime, I might add. That's not a freedom, Olympic freedom. That's not a Medal of Freedom moment.
Great athletes have got that, very great, the best. And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
You just cheapened the Medal of Freedom. You got the gold medal for the Olympics. That's enough. Now, if he'd done something on the side, like fight for the...
I'm also pleased to say that the
Girls
next
who were
time the
sexually
Olympic
abused.
torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics. And it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
Everybody else with 9 drinks now?
Yeah. At this point, whatever
And
you
this
want.
year, and I must say, I got them both. I got them in the first term. And I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup. So we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And that is exciting news.
Four.
So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
That man does deserve an award. The man does deserve applause. Served in Manila.
So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Billy Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
That guy, Scott, was a hero for saving those girls. I give respect to those that earn it. Some people never earn respect, but these guys have.
And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was.
Well,
extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
I might not like Trump, but him awarding that man the award, I respect that. He deserves it.
And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aid, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
The largest tax cut went to the rich.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
Necessary, but that earns the break.
They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead.
They wanted tax increases.
But
Oh,
we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime,
Jesus.
and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
No tax on tips or overtime or Social Security, but 1, 2, and 3.
And we also made interest on auto loans tax
Jeez.
deductible the first time.
Interest
but
on auto
only
loans
if the
tax
car is
deductible. Here's to
made
you.
in America.
Dumb liar.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children. Beautiful, 2
I gave
children
30 years
during the
of
day
my
while
life
waiting
to the company
tables
that I
at night
work for.
as her husband works overtime,
Disability. And I
operating
get by on
very
$150
heavy
a month
equipment.
in Social Security.
Megan is here
because
this evening, and she's
they
happy
don't
to
know if
tell
I'm
you
really
that she is
disabled or not.
so much richer because with
Even though
no
my
tax on
doctor says
tips,
I am.
no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't name it.
Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man standing right there in the third row.
Ooh, your son?
Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. You know, I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But
When
I
he
really
was in
thank him,
college, there were no such thing
as
as
well as
laptops.
others like
you
Brad
dumb
Gerstner, a
fuck.
very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
He sold desktops. Dell computers.
So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov. Trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it.
Does
They're
that
setting every
qualify for a
record in the
drink?
book. It's popular.
It's cheap pop.
They knew what it was going to
Qualifies.
take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. Now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't
And what
supposed
was
to
the
do it
Dow
for many
Jones under
years.
Biden? Higher
With
than under
tariffs.
you on the first term.
I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars
Where
to
was
make
his
great
credit?
deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly. You all
Last
know that.
drink.
Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we.
Next
We
can.
made deals. The deals are all done.
How many cans do you see
And they're
that's
happy.
empty right now behind me?
Making money like they used to. We're making a lot of money.
I'm on my fourth
There
can.
was no inflation,
And
tremendous
I'm
growth.
barely in the
And
30
the big
minute
story
mark.
was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong.
There's one.
And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court.
Or actually
It
two.
just came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them. And therefore, they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's.
That's a little muddied, but it's worth a drink.
So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. They
Taco.
remain in
Trump always
place
chickens
under
out.
fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
Can I hold on?
I'll keep a running tally.
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America
One.
because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put
Two.
America first. I love
I'm
America.
keeping tally of what I gotta drink.
Right.
I'm in the middle of a smoke too. I can only drink so much before I drown.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite.
Three.
From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone.
Five.
They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental
Six.
institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that
Move
problem.
that back up to 6. Down to 5. 4.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Back up to 5.
The
4.
price of eggs is down
Oh, jeez.
60%.
5.
The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And
6.
even beef, which was very high,
Give me
is
a
starting
break!
to come down
7.
Just hold on a little while. We get it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing costs of healthcare
8.
caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance company has gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance
That
companies,
makes
not
4,
for
but
the
you
people.
just mentioned Obamacare
With our
5.
government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%.
Oh, back
Like
up to
nothing
5.
else.
Give me
That's
a break,
why I
man.
introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own healthcare, which will be better healthcare at a much lower cost.
See why I don't do shots? Bartender's gonna keep up with you.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal.
Down to 3.
Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
4.
Other presidents tried to do it,
Open a new can.
but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try.
I got 2.
But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
3. Jesus
Seem to
Christ.
be falling behind again, sir.
So in my
Can't keep up with the
first
man.
year of the second term,
Oh.
should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest.
4.
It's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more. All
They pay us to
available
do the
right
drugs.
now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
Just gonna take one more drink and I'm caught up. No more drinking. I'm coming.
And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big. Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500.
I had a coworker get it under Obamacare covered due to
Catherine,
work
we are all praying
sponsoring
for
it.
you, and you're going to be a great mom.
The airline I work for, and I won't mention names, they helped a couple who were not able to have kids. So save it, Trump.
So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before.
For a good
We have
reason.
an old
it's
grid.
never
It could
been
never
used.
handle the kind of
One.
numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns.
How are we going to
You're
do
going to
that
see some
without
good
green
things
energy?
happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream
Yeah,
that has
I gotta
been
be
under
doing
attack
nuclear
is
energy
home
now.
ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
I don't know the data on that one.
And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon.
Get one soon. We send a lot to help you, but you'll get one soon.
We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not
And that's
protected
why I don't
for our
receive
seniors.
it
We
yet.
will always protect
Thank you very
Social
much.
Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Actually, that deserves two, because I'm like, fuck
I was
you.
gonna
Since
say
I
yes.
took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. It's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your
Is that why my
401ks are way up.
401k after
Yet half
30
of all
years
working Americans still
was
do not have
about
access to a
$20,000?
retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year,
can't keep up.
as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that
One.
Members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from
2.
using insider information.
Tell that to Marjorie Taylor Greene. For 2.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here? Doubt it.
3.
Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the
Here it
Somali
comes.
community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
What was I up to, 3 or 4?
4.
Yeah, 4. I'm looking for the mouse. Never mind.
He'll get it done. Find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly.
Overnight,
What kind
5.
of money you talking about? We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings us problems right here to the USA.
Please get to the
It
end
is
soon.
the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
I wish you'd get your volume up. Unless I'm wasted already.
No, there are volume problems there.
Delilah Colby was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Did you just ask her? Did you just ask her to stand up? You fucking dick! Six.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored.
God, I
It
can't
was
handle the alcohol.
hard to believe,
anymore.
actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life.
And what about the men who
Violently
raped all those
vicious.
children?
Her heartbroken
FC9
mother is in
Trump.
the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals who are
You don't
country
mind
of record
American
numbers.
criminals,
And we're
just
getting
illegal
them
ones,
the
right?
hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
American criminals, it's fine as long as they're giving you money.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but
8,
indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to
9.
some of the worst criminals
Jesus
anywhere in
Christ.
the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our
Dad,
great
I'll
Republican
never do
patriots
this
in
freaking game
Congress.
again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Donald Trump will be definitely if I do Donald Trump again.
As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off.
For a reason.
They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually.
No.
Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no
Why not
money.
get that little freaking
Nobody's
boy
gonna
who
pay
mows
us
your
for shit.
lawn to
So you
shovel
have to
the
think about it.
snow?
We have, in case you didn't know, pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
11.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Well, the first duty of the American government is to protect life. Idiot! So all those white Africans coming over, if they get gunned down, no big deal because they're not Americans yet. right?
It's just sowing the seeds of division more and more as you take political kingdom.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I can't keep up with your phone. Dude, I am getting wasted. I've had 5 beers in an hour. Because this can does not have 12 drinks in it. I'm opening the 6th can in a minute. I owe myself 12 drinks. Now's the perfect time to be close.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
You're spreading hate. That's all you got is hate. Like I taught my daughter, don't hate people, hate action, you fool. And who's that bimbo in the pink?
To the left,
Yeah.
oh, she's been standing for with the Republicans.
And perhaps
every-
most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Since that's the name of the act, I'll let it slide.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant.
9.
It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
8. 7.
You're catching up. Face yourself.
All
can't
voters
face.
must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
It shouldn't be that way, but I'll let it slide because that's what you want.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
6.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
6, 7. Jesus Christ. It's polling 89%, even including Democrats.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot.
And calling the mayor of
Their
New York
policy.
City communist.
Just say they
Hey,
want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card. Yet they don't want identification for
People
the greatest
shoveling
privilege of
snow don't
voting in
need an
America.
ID, you moron! I shoveled snow as a freaking
Republicans and
kid!
Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. The reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat, they have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
And to point out cheating in the election, who was it that got a fake slate of electors? You!
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government.
Oh, please.
In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy
Here we go.
and hiding it from her parents.
Double
Hard to
digits.
believe, isn't it?
No, I'm only going
Before
up to
long,
9.
a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Let me see 6. Now, that is a definite 9 because there was no way she transitioned to a male. You lie.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this?
Oh, Jesus, who
15
could
years
believe?
ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the
They're not
parents' will.
doing it, you moron!
We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
So I got 2 drinks out of 10 now. I caught one more in the list.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy.
3. I got 7 left. Is it an hour yet?
Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
I got 8 left. 7.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
I'll let that slide because I
I believe
can't drink that much.
Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome 2 young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you.
Just like we are about an hour and 3 minutes into the speech, and he's not even talking about foreign policy yet.
Jesus Christ!
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God.
Please don't.
Tremendous renewal.
Please don't. I don't want to drink more. I only took 6 drinks now.
This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great guy.
Oh, he's I better start drinking because I'm gonna
I better get you a second one.
die.
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs.
I'll let that slide.
His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica,
Let
please
that
stand.
wonderful word slide.
Charlie, can't start. Back
Thank you. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Oh, look at who's saying this! Jeez, I'm up to 5.
We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our community safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska.
I love it when you
In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman. Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
You care more about if people stand? Fucking bitch. You want your ass kissed every second.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
Oh, God, can I ever catch up and stay there? 3.
Unfortunately,
In fact,
live
crime in
YouTube
Washington
doesn't have a pause
is
button.
now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
Down 100% means it's none. 4. Jesus fucking Christ.
They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom.
Were they serving
After a
in,
4-month
the attack on,
deployment, she
January
voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud.
So I'm down to 3.
But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and
2.
shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her
Are you
wonderful
fucking
parents, Gary and
seriously?
Evalie.
Are you fucking
Your
serious?
daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her.
We just prayed for them to defend the Capitol. But attacked them once you defended the Capitol on January 4th.
6.
Or January 6th, sorry, my bad. I'm gonna burst the funk. That's why I like my most rules support.
So sorry. Thank you very much.
So now I'm back up to 3.
A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect.
About to open up a new can.
Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf.
Please don't make me
The
open
terrorist
up
shot
another
Andrew in
can.
the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance,
One
except
more can is all I can do.
his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night.
I've never killed a case of beer
And she
in
was
an
so
hour
positive.
and a half.
The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying
2.
helplessly in bed,
And
blood.
I'm opening a new can.
Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after
Dude,
looking at the
dude,
results
I
of
have
the
weights.
damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation.
And this is only beer.
But she
Imagine if I
turned
was
out to
doing
be right.
shots.
Right, Melody? She
I'd
turned out to be
dead
right.
right now. Because what is the alcohol? The beer. Oops, I'm frozen. I'm trying to find alcohol by volume. Can't see, but it's like, oh well. Use my socks to hardwood floors. One.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death. And
2.
we're talking about the edge of death. On his way
One
to
more.
a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Why does it look like he doesn't want to be there? He's in a suit and a baseball cap. Dude, I had to put out a suit today. Hey.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Wait, he's a military man. He's wearing a baseball cap in the Capitol. Fuck! Don't you know decorum? I guess your deja vu t-shirt was not appropriate enough.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for
I'm gonna get the wrong
Americans
guy in
abroad.
that mix.
Our country has never been stronger. My
I'm drunk.
first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including
I got one more
Cambodia.
drink to
Isn't
catch
that funny?
up.
Sick people.
Well, 2. He said he had
Cambodia
8
and
wars.
Thailand. Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people. said
Pakistan and India would have
the
been a
Prime
nuclear
Minister
war.
of Pakistan.
Who has the nuke?
For my involvement. Kosovo
3.
and Serbia. Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan,
Ethiopia. Oh,
the Congo and Rwanda,
God,
and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
I'm caught up. I'm caught up.
And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank
Oh,
you,
Jesus
man.
Christ. Please don't make me out of another drink. Please don't make me. You mentioned Marco. I know the drink's coming. Little Marco. He happens to sing like he's in timeout.
People like you.
People like
Marco
you.
got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy.
I'll let that slide, even though he didn't get 100%.
And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
Marco got 100% of the vote when he was in Congress.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that?
Wait, did he just say 100% have been returned home? All right. I only tell a fucking drink.
Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, that always
should
told
have
me
said
their
that
boy,
soon.
they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. They came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before that, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do.
What
Going
the
through bodies all over,
fuck?
passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And
Jesus Christ,
I remember
this was
the
a big mistake to do with
family
Trump
of the
drinking.
28th, they were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much.
Oh, that made him feel so much better. Yeah, my boy died, but it's like, fuck, we got him back. And I'm sorry, YouTube or whoever's airing this for me swearing.
And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
And you got rid of all the nukes in Iran. That's why you're going back to Iran to get rid of the nukes in Iran that Iran has now. Dumbass!
For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism, death, and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people.
Why does he look
with
like
what's
Jim
called
Manson is standing
roadside
behind him
bombs,
with his hand
the
up his ass,
kings of the
working him like a freaking
roadside
puppet?
bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb.
He's the father of the roadside bomb. You know the roadside bomb has been happening for centuries.
And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protesters, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them.
And how many did
We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is
Minnesota as a refresher course?
some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference
So are you going to get rid of your nukes there, Trump?
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that
No,
happen.
of course not. We'll just allow the #1 sponsor of terrorism to be in the board of peace.
And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term.
You rebuilt
We're
the
going to continue to do so.
Four.
Also, which is to put up a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong. Because hopefully we will seldom have to use this
Shaking my
great
head.
power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective.
Where's the strength?
So thanks to Republicans in Congress who are investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of that. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently.
Please understand. I'm begging you.
And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
You call it a warrior dividend? $1,700 before taxes, I might add.
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things. A lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, "What's the number?" $1,775. I said, "Wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to." I said, "We're going to figure that." I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said $1,776.
You're doing symbolism?
And I said, "That's good." And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that
I'm
doesn't
sorry,
thank you for
military.
it. So
We
we're
just wanted
honored
to
to
raise
do
your
it. They
pay
deserve
by
it.
$1.
And
So we can get
we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love
That's
our
why
law
we're raising your
enforcement.
taxes to
We love our firemen. You know, the
69%.
firemen don't get mentioned enough. We
69.
love our firemen. We're also
Fucking idiot. You're changing your 401k to
We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Good thing you didn't label crack as a weapon of mass destruction.
And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that.
But don't worry, guys. You
Very seriously
still get your
damaged
crystal
their
back.
fishing industry. Also.
Made in America.
Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January,
Please don't make me go up to 5. Please.
In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good.
Dude, you're pushing the
They
bounds.
couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. As we did that, my baby is becoming so important.
And what has Space Force done so far? Did they create the transporter beam?
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice.
Dude, I am wasted.
And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States,
Yeah,
and it
man.
also
Half a
opens up a
can
bright
left.
new beginning for the people of Venezuela.
4 drinks.
We're working
left to go
closely
so
with the new
far.
president of Venezuela, Delcy
They can always
Rodriguez,
use
to
their
unleash
advance for
extraordinary
next year's
economic gains for
No, I
both of
gotta
our
finish
countries
this
and to
one.
bring new hope to those who
A
have
rule is a
suffered so
rule.
terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to
Alejandro
her mother,
Gonzalez is there.
Uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into
So
the
you
regime's
got a Hispanic there
really infamous prison in Caracas.
from
Alejandro
Mexico.
feared she would never
Or
see
from
her
Caracas.
uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new
Jesus.
leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already.
You
With
don't
more
want
to come.
someone from Caracas here unless
Alejandro,
they're here
I'm
to
pleased to inform you
praise
that not
you.
only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom
You
with
brought him
you in
from
person.
Caracas.
Enrique, please come
Congratulations.
down.
You're allowed in America, you freaking idiot. Dumbasses! What the hell? We're all about Americans, except him. One. I got 3 left. 2 left. 1 left.
Enrique, have a good time.
Have
Nice to have you back, Enrique.
him back.
There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology.
Of course.
How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, Legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter. To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine guns stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, two machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have happened. Maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs.
For now.
Of the bullets and keep on flying and landing. People knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in.
No picture of me yet.
So we have a surprise, Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
He's a fast healer. You see his legs? And he got shot off, like they said, from the helicopter by a machine gun. His legs healed fast. And he's standing. Machine gun bullets are not small. At least not the ones that shoot at helicopters.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. We met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg. We have it back. We brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it. And then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there.
And if they renamed it to Fort Trump, will you be upset about that?
Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go.
Oh, please go.
He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In disguise over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
You deserved it. You think we made it long enough? No. That's like a choker. That's not a Medal of Honor. It's a choker. Should have been longer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please with the censor.
And times 5 days.
I would have lived in time for Colbert. I'm forgetting sometimes that I'm actually recording this on video. I haven't stood up since.
Yeah, look.
So for all you watching on here, I hope you appreciate what I'm doing for this video. You almost got 2 hours of a video from me if it uploads to YouTube. And I know most of it will be boring to you. But this is my Trump drinking game. And it's my review of his State of the Union, which was BS all the way through. Bunch of lies and self-praise.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday.
Oh, Jesus
But,
Christ.
you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in
I'll
the
give
same
you the
room with you.
Congressional
Thank you
Medal of
both
Honor if I
very
was
much, Eric.
president.
Thank you.
As long as it meant that you went away and left the country. I'll give you every award known to man if you leave the country.
Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago. 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done,
Dude.
everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes.
Did he
In those
just
brief
say
chapters,
Thomas
Americans
Jefferson
built
died
this nation from
in
13 humble colonies
1876?
26.
into the pinnacle of human
1826.
civilization and human freedom, the strongest,
I just wanted to
wealthiest,
make sure
most
I'm
powerful,
drunk.
most successful
I just wanted
nation
to make sure.
in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel.
You mean we
And then we
liberated
launched
people from
mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and
we had
unyielding
Antifa back then?
American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world.
Don't say AI.
All of
is
this and so
American
much
right?
more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration,
If I miss something,
it
let me
is
know,
still
'cause I don't
turning
drink
to
if I miss
America.
something.
And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Finally, it's over. Yay, I don't owe myself another drink. Where's the question? Let me see how much I got left. I only got like 2 or 3 drinks left in this can. I'll top this can off because I don't want to let it go to waste. But still, how many cans do you see on the table right now, Kev?
Total of 5.
This is 6.
That's 6.
So Trump's speech had me drink 6 cans. And each can was approximately 8 shots. maybe 9 shots. So if you go low ball, not 8 shots, 6 cans,
48 shots.
48
Yeah.
shots. And if I done liquor of 48 shots, holy shit. Dude, I'd be dead. This was beer. Ladies and gentlemen, do not ever attempt the Trump drinking game with real liquor. Okay? I did it with beer. But Trump lied throughout his entire speech. And he praised himself for things that he didn't do. Trump loves to say, like, imagine, Trump does away with Social Security and replaces it with a program that he names, pay attention, Social Security. Because Trump sees in his mind, this is security for the social area. He came up with the idea all himself. It's like, so he'll name it Social Security, and it's his creation. Dude, so you get rid of something to replace it with the same thing and say that you were the reason why. Yeah. And
You're
that's
looking at
what
video
makes
now
it
of
great.
President Donald Trump as he makes his exit from the U.S.
freaking
House chamber. He has been giving what is now the longest State of the Union address in our country's history. He broke that record tonight, but
that I am now
he's shaking
ending.
hands with a lot of those members of Congress who often line the aisles.
He did
in
say
moments
this
like
was the longest State of the
Mostly
Union
probably
on record.
Republicans, if I had to guess.
So
But
it
wanting
wasn't
to
just you.
get that moment with the president
Holy
after his
shit.
address, after
Dude, I am
multiple rounds
wasted.
of standing ovations from
I am
Republicans.
wasted.
But we'll get into
I'm
a
beer,
bit of what we
nonetheless.
heard in terms of Democratic response
it's
here in a
like-
moment. I'm Meg Kennard. I'm back here, of course, with Sagar Magani in the U.S. Capitol. And Sagar,
I'm
we've
gonna
been
end this video
listening to
now,
this speech. Just a
so I
reminder
don't
to you all, by the
bore
way, we will be
The
bringing you the
video I
Democratic
have
response
is
from
now
Virginia
saying
Governor
2
Abigail
hours
Spanberger
and
as soon as
7
it
minutes.
begins. So if you make an abrupt exit from
And I know
our
some of
talkback
you
right
have
now,
just
that's
been
exactly what's
insulting
going to be
me this
happening.
whole
So
time,
just a
saying
reminder
about
of the
my weight,
fast-moving night we have.
about
But Sagar,
the way
what
the
do you
house
think
looks,
is one,
whatever
aside
the
from
case
the
may
record-breaking
be.
length, one of your biggest
I
takeaways in terms of
don't
what we heard from President
care.
Trump tonight?
I think the first part was both
But
the White House and what many
I'm just glad the State of the
wanted to
Union
be,
is
and that was
over.
very heavily focused on
Holy
the
shit.
economy and on acknowledging
man-
that people still don't see costs as
That
low as they
man
want them to be.
is
He really tried to lean
pathetic.
into things he
And
has
the
done to
nicest
help the
way to word
economy,
it,
Trump
pathetic.
savings accounts, and of course the tariffs.
So I
With
don't know
very
where to
muted
begin or
criticism
end
of
with
Trump,
Trump.
like he did after his
But
ruling back
that being
on
said,
Friday. There was the
I'm
Trump
wishing you
veering
the
off
best.
message. You know, we have the
And I
prepared
hope
text
I
that we can follow
survive
along,
the
and
night.
we all know the president's face and
God
his
bless all.
tone changing when he wants to veer. But he also turned into a pepper.